This video is brought to you by 3, bringing you 4G at no extra cost and some exclusive deals over at btech.com.
Hey guys, welcome to btech. I'm Basil. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Acer Iconia A1-830, a budget Android tablet that gives you a lot of bang for your buck. That bang includes stereo speakers around the back, expandability via micro SD card, and an IPS display, not to mention an all-metal body. That comes in just 140 odd pounds, so you can see why we're attracted to it from the offset. It does kind of look like an iPad, and a lot of iPad copycat type devices in the past have been disappointments. Will the Acer Iconia A1-830? Well, this is our full review, so keep watching to find out. The Acer A1-830 looks really good for 150 pounds. The 6:4 aspect ratio screams iPad, as does the styling in general. They've gone down the Arcos route of making a budget tablet that just looks like an iPad mini, but Acer's done it in a much better way than Arcos, with this device not having a really tacky backing, as in tacky to the touch. It does kind of look a little bit tacky in terms of the actual feel isn't quite as premium as an iPad, obviously. So when you do pick it up, you are immediately given a sense of disappointment. But having said that, it does feel good for the price, and more to the point, it does look decent. You've got a 2 megapixel front facing camera, 7.9 inch IPS display, which isn't the sharpest out there, but the actual screen quality is very respectable. You can see you've got on-screen buttons. It's a very stock version of Android, which we'll come on to later. Right hand side, you've got a power button and a volume rocker as well. Micro SD card slot, and it's exposed, quite a brutal kind of styling. The base of the device, no buttons on the left either, but up top is a 3.5mm headphone jack and the micro USB port for charging. You've got the rear facing 5 megapixel camera around the back, an Acer insignia, and you've got stereo speakers as well. So you can see 2 megapixel front facing camera, stereo speakers, IPS display. Acer has included some really nice highlights despite the price. As far as the user interface goes, we're not all that used to seeing Android in a 6:4 aspect ratio. It works in portrait and it works in landscape as well. In fact, it might make sense for us to stay in landscape filming this portion of the video so that we can get more tablet on frame. You can see on the left hand side you've got a pull down notification tray. On the right hand side is where you've got quick toggles. Applications tray up menu is in the middle. This applications tray leads into widgets as well, and we've got 5 home screens in general. You can customize home screen application shortcuts into folders, but no folders in the applications tray itself. So truly a stock experience, save for a few widgets and preloaded apps that Acer throws on here. You also get 30 gig of Dropbox storage on here as well, which is a really nice touch. So the user interface gets a massive thumbs up. It's not anything like Acer's newer user interfaces on their Z5, for example, with a simpler UI, or on the Acer Liquid E3, we think it is. But it's still really, really nice to see stock Android. Just wish it was a newer version of stock Android. As far as performance goes throughout the UI, it's already really smooth. The dual core Intel processor keeps things ticking along nicely. Even when gaming, performance is decent. Where things slow down is when you are multitasking loads of applications. When it comes to multimedia, the best thing about this is the 16 gig of onboard memory, and of course the micro SD expandability. The 16 gigs means you can get loads of games onto the hard drive. Micro SD expandability, you can get lots of movies on here too. You can also install applications like Netflix. Thanks to the screen aspect ratio though, movies are going to have pretty heavy letterboxing up top and bottom, so it won't look all that great taking advantage of the screen, but you will still have decent quality thanks to the IPS panel on there. Games, however, are optimized for the screen. They're all going to look really, really good, and what's more, with that 1.6 gigahertz Intel Atom processor, it's also going to be really great as far as gaming performance goes, much better than we thought it would be. It only has 1 gigabyte of RAM, but it was still able to handle Modern Combat 4 incredibly well, better than the Tegra 4 processor tablet that we have just reviewed. You can see we installed a whole load of other games and it absolutely chewed through them without any issues whatsoever. Like we said earlier, performance in general is really good, but every now and then when we're multitasking, shed loads of applications, and we've got a few open now, it does stutter a little bit, but we really did have to try to make that happen. So yeah, thumbs up for 150 quid, really great performance. As far as the battery life goes, the Acer Iconia A1-830 performs for around 7 hours or so comfortably. That means you're going to get through at least a day, more than a day likely if you're going to be using this thing sparingly. We managed to keep it in our bag, use it occasionally for up to 3 days realistically. Connections are also pretty decent. We've already mentioned the 16 gig internal memory, micro SD expandability, and 30 gig of Dropbox storage. So Acer is pushing you both to store files on here and in the cloud as as well. What you can also expect is Bluetooth 3.0, not Bluetooth 4.0, so no Bluetooth Low Energy unfortunately, though you do have Wi-Fi, GPS, etc. So really decent internals for that £150 price tag. If you wanted something more up to date in terms of the Android version, you definitely want to look at a Nexus, for example, but this is for anyone who wants a metal body and expandability as well. Hopefully you've enjoyed, hopefully you found the video useful. If you've got any questions about the Acer Iconia A1-830, fire them in the comments section below. If you like the channel in general, make sure you click subscribe and head over to BTech, where you can find the latest in smartphones, tablets, smart gadgets, and some awesome deals as well. Thanks for watching.
At the top of the screen is where you can find 3 hand-picked videos for your viewing pleasure. On the left is where you can subscribe, and on the right hand side you can find some exclusive deals if you head over to btech.com.